Thalon True, and welcome to my Let's Play of Star Trek Online on the PS4. I am the Big B82, and this is part 26 of my Romulan Republic Federation Aligned Tactical Officer. We're about to undertake another mission in the Freedom Arc, where we're going to go and investigate the Hfihar System, which is going to be targeted by the Remans separatists, led by Obasek, and they'll potentially use Thalon weapons which will kill a lot of people, and we can't allow that to happen. So I'm going to hail Admiral tonight, and then we'll get this show on the road.
Starfleet intelligence has decoded the list of Reman targets that you recovered from the vault. I need you to investigate one of these locations and determine why Obasek and his forces planned an attack there. The Hfihar System is still technically part of the Romulan Star Empire, but Ferengi speculators have moved in, and the Empress has done nothing to remove them. The Ferengi have reopened the mines and are now doing business with anyone with latinum. Several survivors from the Star Empire have taken up residence at the mines and now work for Modron, the Ferengi who oversees the operation. The presence of one or more refugees should not cause undue suspicion, so you should be able to gather information from Modron and the workers. Once we know why Obasek and the Remans are targeting these mines, then we will be able to decide how to proceed.
Let's accept the mission.
I have new missions for you.
And let's begin. Mine enemy. Now, I am now fully, I'm now ranked 65 because of off-stream stuff that's pretty much pumped me towards it. So I can now use a tier 6 ship, but I'm not going to use a tier 6 ship until we complete this mission. So, but the scimitar is coming, and I have full intention of using the scimitar. Anyway. So that's very all got to say. So Admiral, the Remans are targeting a magnesite mine in the area, but the list we've recovered didn't have the exact coordinates. I know we're in the right area, but all the moons in this system are inhabited, and our sensors are being affected by the magnesite. We need to contact each moon and try to determine which one of the Remans is actually targeting. I have upgraded my weaponry. So everything is Mark 15, but ship wise we're still rocking a tier 5 ship, so it'll do its job for this arc. And then we'll swap it out for a tier 6 scimitar. So let's hail the moon Telerio.
Romulans! This base is becoming a cheater galactic haven for beggars and refugees. Time to take out the crew.
Well, that was rude. Okay, let's go and see if the moon of Koa are more hospitable. Cause refugees. We've got homeworld, motherfucker. Bloody Orions. I guess they're pissed off at the fact I took out all their operations on Nimbus 3. That's probably why they're pissed.
This moon is private property. No solicitors, beggars, or Romulans allowed.
These people are rude and insolent. This is a Romulan ship. They should speak to us with more respect. They bloody should. I completely agree, Satcher. They should fucking speak with us with more pissing respect. You're lucky I ain't flying a fucking scimitar. And then I would deploy a freighter on weapons and annihilate every last one of them motherfuckers. So let's speak with the Moon Cowl.
Hello, my good friends. I'm so happy to meet you. Perhaps you are in the market for some high-quality magnesite? We have the finest ore in the quadrant. On behalf of the miners and residents here, I'm more than happy to welcome you to our home. Please transport to the surface. Unfortunately, the large amounts of extremely pure magnesite ore in the core of our little world will interfere with your sensors. For safety reasons, I must insist that you use the transporter signal enhancers that I have installed at my own expense. Also, I know Romulans are fond of their entourages, but could you please restrict the number of crew you bring down to the surface? My people here aren't used to strangers, and you wouldn't want to disrupt their work, would you?
Okay, we're ready to beam down on your command, Captain. Into the surface, so we're not allowed to take a full entourage with us, so I will only take... I'll take Hfihar with me, because he's more... Well, he's a science officer, he's carrying a big gun. Okay. These poor people. What's going on here? Oh, Ferengi. Margarine.
On behalf of everyone on this forsaken rock, let me be the first to welcome you to Hfihar. As you can see, we don't have time for pleasantries, and I'm not sharing my Tranya stash with you. So, why don't we skip the chit-chat and get down to business?
Of course. I've heard that you have an excellent source of magnesite. What makes your mine better than this and the others in the sector?
Unfortunately, I cannot call this mine my own. I'm just a middleman. Out of the goodness of my heart, I help the residents here pass on the products of their hard work to commercial entities such as yourself. The minuscule transaction fee and trade tariff I keep to offset my expenses is figured into the unit cost of the ore. My operation has become one of the best in the area because of the high demand for my services from both sides. I provide the best mining equipment and supplies in the sector to the miners, while my customers get competitive pricing on the ore they need.
Do you have any more information about the mines themselves?
I don't pay much attention to that. Miners have empty carts, and they return with ones filled with ore. If you're that interested, you could visit the mines themselves, but I don't recommend it. It's such a dirty, disagreeable business, and I'm convinced that breathing ore dust for too long is terrible for you. The miners who live near my quarters used to keep me up night after night with their dreadful coughing. I had to install soundproofing just to get some sleep. Are you sure you wouldn't rather have... Are you sure you wouldn't rather look at the ore I had for
Thanks, but I'd like to talk to the miners first.
Really? Suit yourself. Just remember, I have an exclusive contract to export magnesite ore from this moon. If you try to cut me out of your deals, you'll regret it.
I just have a few questions before we conduct any business. I'll be back when I'm done. Margarine won't answer any questions about why the Remans might be targeting this place for fear of scaring us away from a possible sale. However, if we ask some of the locals about what's going on here, they'll be able to provide more information. Now, there's 3 different missions here relating to our officers' training. Science is this one. Engineering is dealing with a mining laser, but we are this one where we have to speak with the bullied refugees.
I can't talk to you. I can't talk to anyone. I'm on the run. And if those thugs see me talking to you, then you'll be in danger too.
Is there anything I can do to help?
I need someone who's not afraid of a fight. There's a group here that's beating and stealing from us. Madrin doesn't do anything to stop it. For all I know, he's getting a cut of everything they take. They're making life miserable for all of us. Would you be willing to help?
Count me in.
There's a group of bullies that have been stealing from us. If we don't give them what they want, they beat us. I had a friend. All he was trying to do here was feed his family. Be a good man. He had an old bottle of ale. He said it was from the home world. One of those thugs wanted it. Now, my friend is dead. I'm too weak to stop them, I know that. And now I have my friend's children to feed in addition to my own. But if someone were to teach them a lesson, this camp would be a better place for all of us.
Okay. So basically we're going to go and shoot some thugs. You're right, friend. The Romulan Republic is here to deal with these scum. Yeah, I'll do this shit for free. Kind of innocent people who already look like they're living under the oppressive thumb of a Ferengi to be picked on by bloody bastards. Right. Stuff Fugs dealt with. Pointing fingers while there's someone armed with a disruptor nearby. Back end. Okay. Sorted it for you, mate.
Thank you. Those guys have been giving everyone a lot of trouble. These thugs are part of a larger group that operates deep inside the magnesite mine. They control the lower levels, and no one who goes down there uninvited ever comes back. I don't know what's so important down there that's worth hurting us to protect it. Maybe if you went down there, you could get some answers.
Okay. Gang violence task force. So there's something going on in the mine. See what Martin has to say for himself. These asteroids look pretty bloody close.
You want to go in the mine? Are you really interested in buying any magnesite? Or are you just here to cause trouble? Because if it's the latter, I know someplace you can start a little ruckus. Huh? There's a gang that controls the bottom levels of the mine. They won't even let me in there. Previously, I allowed them to keep their little kingdom in exchange for information. But lately, they've been more trouble than they're worth. And the intel they're feeding me is useless. Honestly, who doesn't know about the green invasion of the fairy space?
I'll take that information to heart. Okay, let's head into the mine. Let's find out what's going on. See what they're protecting down here. If I remember correctly, there's nothing I can do to get past this guard. No matter what speech checks I do to him, he just won't let us past. I have to shoot him.
What do you want?
For you to get, I'd like to enter this area.
This area is restricted. Only people my friends and I like may enter. And I don't like you!
I'm very likable. Just ask Martin.
Martin? That big-head money grabber doesn't know the first thing about what really happens here. All he does is collect his latinum and make the miners miserable.
That's strange. He suggested that you could provide me with information as well as some magnesite ore.
It's information you want. Allow me to provide a free sample. Leave right now. Otherwise, well, there's a lot of ways to get injured in a mine. It would be a shame if something happened to you, and the magnesite prevented your crew from beaming you back to your ship in time.
I'm done dealing with you. I need to speak to your supervisor, your superior. Oh, I'm going all Karen on him.
You don't belong here. I'm done talking with you. Leave now.
It's been a pleasure.
Consequences.
It's been a pleasure wasting my time with you.
What do you want? This area is restricted. Only people. You don't belong here.
I don't think
What
they're...
do you? This area is Martin. That big-head money grabber doesn't know the first thing about what. You don't belong here.
I really don't think there is any way to get past
What
them.
do you want? This area is Martin. That big-head money grabber doesn't know the.
I don't think there is a way. I mean, there is a way to stop him. Anyway, so let's deal with these Tal Shiar. The only one's man enough to work here. All the time I've played this game, I've never managed to get past that, talk past that guy. Heaven, where are they? One last set of guards. Hello? Hello? What? Third set of guards? Oh, please don't tell me this fucking mission's bugged. fuck's sake, it better not be bugged. Alright, let's go try and do it again, digging for answers. Heaven. Right, let's try again. There's supposed to be 3 set of guards in here. Right.
What do you want?
Get that out of the way. Captain, there's a series of pressure plates located in the area. They're low tech, but the Romulans may have to resort to outdated security measures because of the interference of the magnesite veins in the cavern. The problem is that the magnesite is making our tricorders almost useless. If there's anything on this moon that the Remans would want to eliminate badly enough to use Thalon weapons, it has to be here. Yeah, it's just changed it to Tal Shiar. Fortunately, it's been Tal Shiar. We're going to have to figure out how to use the pressure plates to reveal whatever the Romulans of Tal Shiar. Open sesame!
With all due respect, sir, there is a difference between protecting the Empire from her enemies and provoking...
There is much here you cannot understand, Jack. The Remans need to know their place. As do you. I will not forget your insubordination, Commander. The Tal Shiar has no place for officers who cannot follow orders. I'll be in the command center.
Colonel, they were civilians! Their blood is on our hands!
Get used to it. There will be more. Speaking of which, why don't you clean out the brig before you become a resident there?
Right, let's see what information is on the docket here, shall we? What we have. Logs on the Trueway activity. The Tarpa Council petitions Federation to fund La Cara City infrastructure projects. 47 injured in the bombing at the University of Chilat. Trueway claims responsibility for attacks. The Tarpa Council passes bill allowing Cardassian government to seize assets of persons convicted of terrorist activity. Councillor Mariam Mariam Alkanda resigns. Starfleet sending advisors to Cardassian Prime to advise government on security issues. Chancellor Rivera introduces resolution calling for Cardassians to apply for Federation membership and bill stalls in committee. Minister of Trade extends agreements with Ferengi to market Cardassian-made transport vessels and phaser banks. Borg. Observed and captured hollow recordings in the Delta Quadrant. Resistance is futile. At least the Borg are consistent. Hespatus activity. Janik is fighting with Akiva again. Akiva issues takes shuttle and leaves base for 2 days. Long-range sensors markers to progress to the neutral zone. 6 miles out for questioning. Chief Medical Officer reports 2 cases of the Divian flu. 6 encrypted messages sent from a Colonel Akiva's console to unknown recipient. Recommend that transmission is investigated further. Heaven, your dislike for the Romulans is for the Tal Shiar is pretty bad. Calm the fuck down. Journal entry 448532. We are drilling near when we broke through a wall into a chamber that hadn't appeared in our scans. Blasted magnesite. Blocks everything. Sensors, tricorders, they're all useless. Chamber is large and should be suitable for expansions of the base. There are several spherical orbs in it, we have yet to determine the nature of these orbs, but Janet thinks that they're pretty. She keeps one in her quarters. I asked for permission to study the orbs and remind me of a Federation report I read once. I can't remember the details, but something about the Janus system. Ensign Crimin is dead. Akiva ordered him to explore the tunnels. We found organic remains and fully discharged the structure I was nearby. Looked like he had been melted. I think we should wall this section off and mine and not disturb the creatures down there. 6 people have already died. 5 were miners and they were expendable. But Crimin showed promise, and I know that in time he would have been a fine officer. I've asked Colonel O'Keefe for a request for reinforcements, but he's determined to kill people exploring this mine. Let him kill the recruits. Tal Shiar sentiments. Oh, halter. No kill I. No kill I. This message is burned deep into the floor of the chamber and acid sizzles around the edges. Oh, okay. Go read the rest of the communication logs and let's go and get the access code from Commander Janik. So when we left off, we read that side of the room, so let's read this side. Klingon Empire activity. Chancellor Jempak facing increasing challenges from members of the High Council loyal to House of Martok. Alliance between House Jempak and House of Duras is weak. Situation is highly exploitable. Recommend we seek agents on Kronos. Many members of this discombobulated House of Talk have been absorbed into the House of Duras. KDF leadership, angered by High Council mandate to work more closely with Klingon intelligence. Valkyrie forces in region massing under new leadership. Maloney Delan has seen entering the House of Direct, son of Martok. Gorn push for representatives on the High Council rejected. Starfleet activity. Captain Sulu has applied for transfers to front lines of Klingon conflict. Observed from captured holofeed on Earth space dock. Admiral Quinn, under medical care for heart condition, intercepted Starfleet medical records indicate that the condition is fully treatable and not a suitable target for exploitation. 7th Fleet entered neutral zone as part of a routine series of exercises. Franklin Drake headed into extended operation in Enda Altari, Eta Endari. Starfleet Command considering new tactics in conflict with a new way. Starfleet intelligence concerned with the rise of war profiteering by independent Ferengi and Libertarians. They're an offshoot of the Ferengi, I think, the Libertarians. Romulan Empire. Observe from holofeed on Rator 3. Increased power use in the Royal Palace indicates the lower levels may be in use. Senator Simek is accepting bribes in exchange for slowing progress on trade agreements. Herosian representatives meet with Sealer. Remans representatives removed from Senate chamber. Opposing leader to Tennant assassinated. 3 reunification opponents arrested. Agents of Sealer meet with the Treeway leaders near the Badlands. And Taldawa. Observed with live intelligence in the Republic space. Archaeological activity indicates that the recent excavation has revealed an unexpected high-value find. That was the sword that we found. Attempts to capture colonists in punitive Morehan meeting with resistance from mixed results. Federation Starbase 234 engaging in defensive training exercises. Long-range social destabilisation of the economy and culture underway. Phoning activity correlated with temporal anomalies near the Azure Nebula. Cloaked assets monitoring construction of listening posts in the Jurat system. So there's, well, of course, we know they're spying on us.
I almost feel sorry for you, but I have my own neck to worry about. I'll be joining you in there soon enough. If Hfihar has his way, we all will.
I like the fact that they're giving this a bit more. They've updated the cutscenes in this. Could do with it. Let's release the prisoners. Not that we need their help. Let's go and confront the commander.
You again? How do you always manage to... Never mind. Obviously, the Tal Shiar have had no luck in stopping you. I have no desire to try my own fortunes. Why are you here? How did you even find out about us?
I remember you. You were my Tal Shiar commander. Ah, we meet again, Yannick. Now I remember you. It's been a while. Why does the Reman resistance want to destroy this base?
The Remans know about this base? Impossible! Only the leadership of the Tal Shiar know we're here. The Empress herself couldn't find us. I don't believe you, but it makes no difference. This is not a military installation. We listen and record here. Nothing more. There are many targets that those Reman scum will find much more tempting.
I need more than your word that this base is as harmless as you say.
Colonel Hfihar will want my blood for this, but... Take my security code. You can use it to access the control room. You'll find everything you're looking for there.
Goodbye, Janik. Don't worry about Janik, she can look after herself. Alright. Let's confront Hfihar. I haven't seen him since Nimbus 3.
You again? I suppose it was inevitable. Fitting, as this is the perfect opportunity to eliminate you. Though I would like to watch you suffer personally. My plans are larger than you alone. The self-destruct sequence has begun. This base will be your tomb.
Reactor's going critical. Download the records. Guys, get out of my way.
How did you find this place? What else do you know?
Yeah, we get 2 cutscenes. Don't understand why we get 2 cutscenes there. Should we warn the commander?
You have what you need. Now please, leave me alone. The Tal Shiar will not look kindly upon my betrayal.
Okay, but the base is blowing up. Just thought I'd let you know. I'm pretty sure she beams out. So there's the mining facility destroyed. I'm pretty sure Marjorie's going to be well pleased about that. There's an infestation of Tal Shiar spies in there. I just fumigated.
Tal Shiar? idea. I certainly wouldn't have sent you down there if you... Say, you didn't happen to find anything valuable down there, did you? Because if you did, remember, I have an exclusive contract.
Stop with the lies, Margarine. I know you knew. And what was down there?
And what's it to you? This is a rough area of the quadrant, you know, and they're good neighbors. If you're not easily embarrassed, their cameras and listening devices are everywhere. I haven't had a single problem with Orions or Herodians since they moved in. And it doesn't hurt that I acquired the odd bit of information here and there. I'm a businessman, and information is big business.
Do you know anything about what they recently discovered?
Unfortunately, no. I'll admit, I was trying to find out, but their systems were locked down tight. I'm sure whatever it was had to be big news. Everyone was on edge. Janet and Hfihar were barely speaking, and I once heard Hfihar mumbling something about orders. Someone's been pulling his strings, but I don't know who. I do know that Tal Shiar takes security very seriously. If you manage to pull any files from their system, you can expect them to be heavily encoded. Trust me on that. I speak from experience. Now, if you excuse me, I have to go talk 100 Romulans into digging a new mine to replace the one you destroyed. My profit margin for this month is ruined.
You've been a real help, Margarine. Apparently, there's a... I didn't know this, but there's a duty officer. No, I've played this so many times, I didn't even know about this person. Rod.
Did you need something?
Ray? I remember you from Veronat.
Is it really you? How did you... Never mind, it doesn't matter. I didn't know who else escaped. When the attack happened, I hid in the Kelid hives. I lived on nectar for days before I snuck out. The Tal Shiar didn't leave much of a garrison behind. I was able to hike to another settlement and meet up with a few other survivors. We got an old transport working, but it broke down. It's so good to see a familiar face.
We survivors need to stay together. Can I offer you a berth on my ship?
I would be grateful for any chance to leave this place. I promise I will work hard.
Done. And there we have a new Margarine doesn't seem to know much, Captain. At least he's not willing to part with that information. He knows about being paid. Don't think we can help anymore. We should return to the ship and try our luck into decrypting the files we recovered from the Tal Shiar. I'm sure that they'll be more useful than anything Margarine has to say. Return to the ship. She worked in the fields back on Veronat. Okay, so we need to go to our bridge. All this time I played this game and I didn't even know there was a duty officer on that damn planet. Well, learn something new. I'll remember that. She's a biochemist. Okay, so we need to decrypt these files. So go to my office. Access library files. Decipher Tal Shiar files from Hfihar. Open file Hfihar. So we've got Hfihar, Plantos, Credence, Hypocrisy, and Referendum. So let's open Hfihar. Activities of note in Klingon space. Emperor Kalis has been spotted in Breen space. Chancellor Genpok has a potential adversary in Jarot. The House of Torg has been brought before the High Council for condemnation by the House of Martok. The Focus free Black Lieutenant has a new champion. So let's cross-reference with Starfleet records. Inaccuracy found: the House of Torg lost its seat in the High Council after evidence revealed that the House had collaborated with Romulans to attack the House of Martok. So let's change the thing, and they were discombinated. House of Torg was brought before the House of High Council for acts of treason by the House of Martok. And analyze the structure. Apply. File. Let's see. Plethora. Notable activities in United Federation of Planets. Federation embassy established in Defera Prime. Federation Council extends aid to Cardassia Prime and agrees to continue defensive pact. Federation Klingon peace talks disrupted on Regulus 4. Vulcan ambassador Sakef retires to monastery on Pajem. Let's choose reference with Starfleet records. Ambassador Sakef was revealed to be an Undine infiltrator after a Starfleet vessel transported him to a monastery on Pajem. Didn't know that. So he was exposed. Open hypocrisy. Apply. So it's a new file. Credence. Chain of command at Tal Shiar listening post. Hephaestus. Commanding Officer Colonel Kiev. Executive Officer Commander Jarek. Chief Medical Officer Lieutenant Liftok. Chief Engineering Officer Lieutenant Talaris. Cross-reference to Starfleet records. There is no reference to this document, which is completed with information in the Starfleet database. Partial rest sequence in the numbers of the sum of the previous two files referenced in Hfihar Hypocrisy. Change the full information. Is that one? No. Okay, and last one, Referendum. Notable actions in Romulan Senate. Senate votes to give Emperor C the power to override rulings of imperial courts. Ambassador Jarok visits Andoria. Reman rebels attack transports in Iota Pavranus. Senate ratifies new taxation of Delirium. Cross-reference with Starfleet records. Starfleet has no records of the Ambassador Jarok visiting Andoria. Kronos. Vulcan. Father Hypocrisy. Secret Reman base detected in the Hfihar System. Listening post Hfihar has detected an increase in subspace communications in ships travelling to and from the Hfihar System. Analysis of the communication and ship traffic reveals that the patterns of execution normally employed by Reman forces. Tal Shiar forces have intercepted a ship leaving the Hfihar System and can capture 47 Reman civilians. The passengers and crew were summarily executed under orders of Colonel Keith, but the captain and first officer were preserved for questioning. Under interrogation, the captain of the Reman vessel provided a security key that would be used to decipher encrypted communications sent to the Hfihar System. The encryption messages prove that there is a base in this area of space being used by the Reman resistance. Recommendations: Tal Shiar ships should be sent to the Hfihar System immediately to capture this base and its inhabitants. Tal Shiar plan to attack the Reman base. We need to get this information to Admiral Tanay at Starbase 39 Sierra immediately. And we will. Let's leave the ship to interior. Let's hail the Admiral. Maximum warp to the Dera.
The Tal Shiar records you recovered show that Hfihar and his forces have been targeting the Remans for months. Obasek and his followers have been driven from their homes, had their ships destroyed, and their loved ones killed or imprisoned. Some might say that Obasek's campaign against the Tal Shiar is just. However, Obasek was planning on using Thalon weapons in the Hfihar System, which would have killed hundreds of innocent civilians, as well as the Tal Shiar cell there. This is the problem with revenge. Violence and fury only create more pain and suffering.
Let's choose a reward. Right, they're gonna break it down anyway.
I have new missions for you.
What are we doing to help the Romulan civilians like those miners?
Since the destruction of Romulus, the Federation has done all it can for the survivors and the Romulan colony worlds. Many of our aid shipments were stolen or diverted for use by the Romulan military. Others were rejected out of pride or suspicion. Nonetheless, we will not stop. It is my belief that a lasting peace with the Romulans is possible, but it will not be attained through treaties. Only by reaching out to individuals, as you did in the Hfihar System, can we sweep away decades of mistrust and hostility.
I have new missions for you.
Okay, and with that, that is the end of... Don't understand why we seem to have a system patrol. But we did. I don't know how we had that, but that is the end of part 26 of my Romulan Republic character.
We know from the information you recovered from the Hfihar.
I have new missions for you.
I'm the Boogie82. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe, comments are appreciated, as well as thumbs up. And I will see you in part 27, Frozen. We go to the Hfihar System and save the Remans. Until then, Thalon true, and ciao for now.